see the release of remaining hostages to prevent further civilian suffering and see an end to this war. Thank you.
Her Excellency Ms. Kallas for the statement. I now give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Nu Ilmaz, Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs of Turkey.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am delivering this statement on behalf of Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan. Mr. President, I have the honor to deliver this statement on behalf of the member states belonging to the Organization of Islamic Cooperation in my capacity as the chair of the group. Mr. President, let me express our appreciation to you for convening this meeting, which is taking place at a very auspicious occasion of the 80th annual session of the UN General Assembly. There is no doubt that the unprecedented crisis and the catastrophic humanitarian situation in the Gaza Strip and the rest of the occupied Palestinian territory, including Al-Quds al-Sharif, has further deteriorated with the continued Israeli onslaught against Palestinian people. Prior to the recent official confirmation of the Israeli genocide in the occupied Palestinian territory by the United Nations Independent International Commission of Inquiry, the OIC group has also decried the unprecedented humanitarian consequences of the long-drawn Israeli military onslaught in Gaza and elsewhere in the occupied Palestinian territory. It has also invited the attention of this hallowed council to the dangerous escalation of the war crimes and crimes against humanity perpetrated by the Israeli occupying power against the Palestinian people through the systematic targeting of civilians and civilian infrastructure, including the siege on, disruption of, and attack on food supply chains, water and medical facilities, among others. We note that the actions of the Israeli occupying power amount to ethnic cleansing, illegal blockade, the use of starvation as a weapon of war, and colonial settlement and apartheid policies, acts of settler colonialism and terrorism. Land confiscation and home demolition, including attacks on Islamic and Christian holy sites, are acts of genocide and crimes against humanity and constitute a grave violation of the historic status quo at the holy sites of Jerusalem. Consequently, we reaffirm the decision of the 21st Extraordinary Council of Foreign Ministers held in Jeddah, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, on 25 August 2025 on the significance of the case presented to the International Court of Justice on Israel's violation of the 1948 Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide. We, therefore, call on the Council to take the urgent measures to hold Israel accountable for these genocidal acts, including invoking Chapter 7 measures to bring a halt to the bloodshed and all of these crimes and to ensure the protection of the Palestinian people. Mr. President, while we had earlier condemned the Israeli military attack against Qatar on 9 September 2025, we consider the unjustified and illegal action on the part of the Israeli authorities as a desperate move to frustrate the global efforts to achieve a ceasefire and an end of the siege in Palestine. We commend the declaration by Qatar on the continuation of its mediation efforts, along with Egypt, towards securing a permanent, immediate, and unconditional ceasefire and an end to the war in Gaza. Consequently, we support the urgent implementation of the Arab OIC Reconstruction Plan to allow for early recovery and reconstruction in the Gaza Strip, while rejecting forced displacement and ensuring that the Palestinian people remain in their land, and we encourage all member states to participate actively in the international conference in Cairo aimed at mobilizing political and financial support for the plan. In the same vein, we commend member states of the United Nations and the citizenry of the world for their overwhelming support for the legitimate cause of the Palestinian people, for their inalienable rights, including to return to self-determination, to the independence of the State of Palestine, and the implementation of the two-state solution. To this end, we hail the recent adoption of the New York Declaration on the peaceful settlement of the question of Palestine and the implementation of the two-state solution through an overwhelming vote at the General Assembly on 12 September 2025, and commend actions by many states towards the recognition of the State of Palestine and bringing an end to this illegal occupation and ensuring the realization of the inalienable rights of the Palestinian people and the achievement of a just and lasting solution. We reiterate that the time has come for the Council to assume its duties for the maintenance of international peace and security, including by approving the admission of the State of Palestine as a full-fledged member of the United Nations. We reiterate that the pathway to the resolution of the prolonged and historic injustice is the restoration of the inalienable rights of the Palestinian people to their national homeland, the implementation of the ICJ advisory opinion, as well as the relevant UN resolutions on question of Palestine and the implementation of the two-state solution. That is the key to peace and security in the Middle East and in our world. I thank you all.
I thank His Excellency Mr. Yilmaz for the statement. I now give the floor to the representative of Egypt.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the President of the Security Council, the members of the Security Council, we would like to welcome the briefing of the Secretary General today.